So this is my rather lovely, genuine 80s Walkman, and it sounds amazing, but it's got a few quirks. One of them is that sometimes it'll play, or at least the motor will run when play is not pressed, and I'm pretty sure I know why. If you look on one side of the circuit board, there's this leaf switch. And what happens is when the mechanism for the tape is engaged, this switch comes together because the mechanism pushes on it, and that's what makes a contact that provides power so that the motor actually starts turning. And I suspect that's probably getting stuck sometimes. That's not a big deal. Other quirks are, it's generally okay, but this time when I listened to it, it was occasionally running a little bit wobbly on the speed, and I'm hoping that's just because I've been running off these rechargeable batteries, and possibly their voltage output's a bit low because rechargeables do put out a lower voltage than alkalines. So yeah, that's hopefully an easy fix. The big problem I have is that the left headphone output is a bit weird and intermittent. This is the headphone jack here. The way it manifests is sometimes I can't hear anything out the left, sometimes it's fine, sometimes turning the volume up a bit higher, it then works, and sometimes it seems like a mechanical thing because if I wiggle the jack I can sort of replicate the behaviour. So there's a few possibilities there. I'm hoping it's something that's simple and I can track it down. Because of the involvement of the headphone volume, this is one of the areas I'm looking. This is the variable resistor that actually does the volume for left and right. We've got a ground. Some of the, well, one of the joints does look a little bit sort of dull and dry, so it might be worth reflowing the joints on here. The whole thing's filthy and dusty, so a bit of a clean might help, maybe some contact cleaner on there. If it's not the resistor, we start to get into this area here. It could be the socket itself, which would mean desoldering this and finding a replacement. What I'm hoping it isn't, because I've had bad experiences of replacing them before, as you can see, so this is right and left. This is the two channels of the output stage. And we have these tiny, I think these are transistors that are partly driving the output stage. If one of those has gone, I'll have to replace them, and I did try and do that on another project recently and found it really difficult and was not successful, so that could be a challenge. Having said that, I'm now wondering if they are in fact transistors or just small resistors. I'll figure that out anyway. Once I know exactly what they are, I can figure out whether they're likely to be involved in this. Again, we've got a connection here that looks a little bit dodgy, so that might need a bit of a touch up. Everything is coming back off a couple of chips, and it's so good because it's old tech. Everything's labelled up, which is really cool. If we look at the other side of the board, this is the volume that I mentioned. This might just be a bit dirty, and it looks like it's easy to replace if it does need replacing. This is the headphone socket, and there's a whole bunch of capacitors around the output, and I did think one of them looked suspiciously a bit fat, so maybe they need replacing. I don't know. But anyway, there's a bunch of things that I can try there. So yeah, wish me luck. I really don't want to ruin this because it's such a lovely thing, but it's not fully working at the moment. Yeah. Any ideas? Just drop me a message.